Have you ever wondered why some people seem to rise effortlessly, while others stay stuck, repeating the same routine year after year? Here's the truth nobody likes to say out loud. Success is rarely about talent. It's rarely about luck. It's almost never about having the perfect moment. Success, real, lasting, undeniable success, is built in the quiet, invisible decisions you make every single day. It's built in the morning routines no one sees, the disciplined habits no one applauds, the mental rituals no one claps for. But here's the twist. Millionaires aren't born with a different brain. They build a different mindset. And that mindset, it comes from deliberate, repetitive, consistent rituals that shape how they think, how they act, and how they respond to challenges. Imagine waking up each morning with laser-sharp clarity. Imagine moving through your day with unshakable confidence. Imagine ending each night knowing that everything you did today has pushed you one step closer to the life you want. This audiobook isn't about wishing for success. It's about engineering it. Inside, we're going to break down the daily practices, mental frameworks, and subtle mindset shifts that wealthy, high-performing individuals use to build powerful lives, not by accident, but by design. If you're ready to stop waiting for motivation, if you're ready to stop letting your thoughts control your actions, if you're ready to build a millionaire mindset one day at a time, then welcome. Your transformation starts now. Chapter 1. The Millionaire Morning. Setting the stage for success. Success doesn't begin at noon. Success doesn't begin when you open your laptop, check your messages, or start reacting to the world. Success begins the moment you open your eyes. The quiet minutes of the morning. The time when the world is still half asleep. The time when your mind is most programmable. That is where millionaires win or lose long before anyone sees their results. This chapter is not about waking up early for the sake of discipline. It's about waking up early so that you control the day and not the other way around. Because the truth is simple. If you don't own your morning will own you. Fire 1. The power of an early start. Millionaires don't wake up early to brag. They wake up early because the world is quiet. No notifications, no pressure, no noise. These early hours are the perfect space to think clearly, plan intentionally, and prime your mindset for success. When you wake up before the world, you gain time to ground yourself, time to prepare your future self, time to create the momentum others spend the whole day chasing. It's not about the clock. It's about the advantage. Most people wake up reacting. Millionaires wake up designing. Fire 2. Mindful movement. Activating the machine. Before success happens externally, it must happen internally. Your body is the engine of your productivity, your focus, and your discipline. Millionaires understand the biological truth. Motion creates emotion. A short run, a stretch routine, a yoga flow, a walk, it doesn't matter. What matters is intentionally signaling to your brain, I am awake, I am active, I am in control. This simple act sharpens focus, improves energy, increases discipline, and chemically primes the brain for high performance. You don't need a gym. You need a commitment. Fire 3. Gratitude. Aligning your perspective. Most people wake up thinking about what's missing. Millionaires wake up thinking about what's available. Practicing gratitude reshapes the brain, reducing anxiety and increasing clarity. It grounds you in abundance instead of lack. This is important because the mind cannot build wealth from a place of scarcity. It builds wealth from a place of opportunity. 3 simple prompts can shift your entire mindset. What am I thankful for today? What strength do I already have that I can use? What is one thing I can do today to move forward? When you start your day in appreciation, you naturally move through your day with confidence. Fire 4. Visualization. Program your mind like a millionaire. Visualization is one of the most misunderstood tools in success psychology. Millionaires don't visualize to manifest. They visualize to prepare. When you mentally rehearse success, Your brain builds the neural pathways that make success easier to achieve. You're essentially giving your mind a blueprint. Who you want to be, how you want to act, what you want to accomplish. This creates identity alignment. And identity is destiny. A millionaire mindset is not built on hoping. It's built on seeing, then acting. Fire 5. Goal setting, building daily direction. Most people wander through the day hoping to be productive. Millionaires enter the day knowing exactly what must be accomplished. Not 10 things, not 20 things, 3 things. 3 high-impact tasks that move your life forward. This is the difference between productivity and performance. Productive people stay busy. Millionaires stay effective. The morning is the perfect time to choose your direction before distractions take control. Every day should feel like a mission, not a confusion. Fire 6. Morning rituals create morning identity. You're not just practicing habits. You are programming your identity. Every morning routine, no matter how small, whispers something to your subconscious. I'm disciplined. I'm focused. I am intentional. I am building something. And when your identity aligns with your actions, the results follow naturally. The millionaire morning is not about perfection. It's about consistency. It's about building an internal structure that supports your goals instead of sabotages them. Fire final thought. The world sees the success, but the morning holds the secret. If you want to change your life, do not wait for the afternoon. Do not wait for motivation. Do not wait for the right moment. Start with the first decision of your day, because the first decision shapes all the rest. Chapter 2. Mastering your day. Strategic habits for wealth creation. Most people move through the day. Millionaires command the day. This is the chapter where your mindset stops being theory and becomes structure, discipline, and daily execution. Because no matter how strong your goals are, you cannot build wealth with a chaotic life. Wealth requires rhythm, architecture, and intentional action. A millionaire day isn't busy. It's strategic, calculated, purpose-driven from the moment the morning ends until the final action at night. Let's break down how the highly successful turn ordinary days into extraordinary progress. Fire 1. Ruthless prioritization. Focus on what actually matters. There's a universal truth that most people ignore. Not everything deserves your time. Not everything deserves your attention. Millionaires operate with a different lens. They measure tasks based on impact, not effort. Every morning, they define their top 3 high-impact tasks. The tasks that advance the mission. The tasks that create money, momentum, and growth. The tasks that make future tasks easier. Anything else becomes secondary. Why? Because energy is limited. Discipline is limited. Time is finite. You don't get rich by doing everything. You get rich by doing the right things consistently. Fire 2. Deep work sprints. Eliminating distraction to unlock power. Success is not built in 8 hours. It's built in focused bursts of deep concentration. Deep work is the millionaire's advantage because it eliminates shallow busyness, amplifies creativity, doubles productivity in half the time, builds cognitive endurance, creates invisible separation from average performers. Most people multitask themselves into mediocrity. Millionaires single-task themselves into mastery. A simple system? 90 minutes of deep work, twice per day. No social media. No switching tasks. No reacting. Only creating. This single habit alone can change your entire output for the rest of your life. Fire 3. Energy management. The hidden accelerator of wealth. Millionaires understand this law. You don't just manage time, you manage energy. Because a tired mind makes poor decisions. A drained body lacks discipline. A scattered brain cannot innovate. Throughout the day, they intentionally take strategic breaks, hydrate constantly, eat for fuel, not comfort, protect their mental bandwidth, reduce unnecessary conversations, avoid emotional drains. Their day isn't rushed. It's optimized. They protect their energy the same way they protect their money, with intention and strict boundaries. Fire 4. Networking and learning. The daily expansion habit. Every day, no matter how busy or successful they become, millionaires commit to expanding their network, expanding their knowledge, expanding their perspective. Why? Because wealth grows through people and information, not isolation. 5 minutes of the right knowledge. One conversation with the right person, one idea from the right book, can produce breakthroughs that change your entire trajectory. Average people scroll through distractions. Millionaires scroll through opportunities. Fire 5. Consistency over intensity. The true wealth principle. Most people sprint for one day, then collapse the next. Millionaires think differently. Small daily actions, occasional heroic effort. They understand that growth compounds. Discipline compounds. Momentum compounds. One productive day won't change your life, but 1,000 productive days will. They treat every day like a brick. Not flashy, not dramatic, but essential to building an empire. Fire 6. Protecting the midday gap. You know that moment in the day when you slow down? When motivation dips? When the brain gets foggy? Most people collapse here and waste the entire second half of their day. Millionaires don't. They use this time to reset, refocus, reinforce discipline, recenter their strategy. They don't seek motivation. They seek alignment. This is why they finish their days stronger than others start them. Fire final thought. Master your day. Master your destiny. Your day is your life in miniature. What you do today determines what you become tomorrow. Millionaires don't wait for opportunities. They create momentum. And momentum is built one structured, disciplined, intentional day at a time. If you want to elevate your life, you must first elevate how you use your hours. Because wealth doesn't respond to wishes. It responds to daily habits done with excellence. Chapter 3. Cultivating a growth mindset. The mind of a millionaire. If the millionaire lifestyle is the fruit, then the mindset behind it is the soil. And most people, they're trying to grow wealth in concrete. A millionaire mindset isn't about arrogance, luck, or being born into opportunity. It's about how you interpret the world, how you respond to challenges, and how you choose to grow when most people choose to shrink. This chapter takes you inside the psychological engine that powers every wealthy, influential, and high-performing individual you admire. The mindset that allows them to rise where others remain stuck. 1. The mindset that separates the average from the exceptional. Millionaires think differently. Not slightly, not vaguely, radically. The average person avoids discomfort. The millionaire sees discomfort as data. The average person fears failure. The millionaire studies failure. The average person protects their ego. The millionaire protects their future. To cultivate the mind of a millionaire, you first have to unlearn the conditioning of survival and adopt the psychology of expansion. Because millionaires don't chase goals, they build identities. And daily rituals are useless if the identity behind them is still rooted in doubt, insecurity, or fear. 2. Daily learning. The non-negotiable habit. The world's highest achievers do one thing consistently. They never stop learning. Not in a passive way. Not casually or when convenient. They aggressively pursue knowledge. Why? Because they understand a simple truth. Your business, income, relationships, and life can only grow at the same rate your mind grows. Their daily habits include reading at least 10 to 30 minutes every morning, listening to audiobooks or podcasts while driving or walking, studying mentors, even from afar, breaking down the habits of people 10 steps ahead of them. They don't just consume information, they weaponize it. Every new idea becomes a potential opportunity. Every new strategy becomes a competitive edge. Every new perspective becomes fuel. If you want the millionaire mindset, learning must become as routine as breathing. 3. Failure. the raw material of greatness. People with fixed mindsets treat failure like poison. Millionaires treat it like protein. Failure is feedback. Failure is calibration. Failure is the universe saying, "You're close, adjust here." Daily, millionaires ask, "What didn't work today? Why didn't it work? What do I try differently tomorrow? How can I use this instead of avoid it?" Most people repeat the same mistakes because they never reflect. Millionaires evolve because they refuse to stay the same. Every mistake becomes a lesson. Every lesson becomes a strategy. Every strategy compounds into success. 4. Journaling, the millionaire's secret weapon. Self-reflection is the bridge between action and improvement. Millionaires don't rely on memory, mood, or motivation. They document. Daily journaling is how they track their goals, catch negative patterns, clarify intentions, identify emotional blind spots, evaluate their time, energy, and decisions. A successful person's journal is a roadmap to their mindset. It's where they rewrite limiting beliefs. It's where they sharpen their clarity. It's where they align their identity with their actions. 5 minutes a day can change your trajectory for life. 5. Seeing possibility everywhere. Average minds see problems. Millionaire minds see potential. When something goes wrong, they ask, "Where is the opportunity inside this problem?" When they face a setback, they ask, "What skill is this forcing me to develop?" When they lose something, they ask, "What is this making room for?" This mindset, the ability to turn obstacles into openings, is one of the most valuable entrepreneurial superpowers on earth, and it is practiced daily. 6. Choosing expansion over ego. A millionaire mindset is humble enough to learn, brave enough to try, and bold enough to fail publicly. They don't say, "I already know. That's just how I am. This is too hard." Instead, they say, "Teach me. I can improve. Let's test it." Every day is another experiment. Every experiment is another step forward. The growth mindset isn't just a technique, it's a lifestyle. 7. Identity, becoming the person who deserves the life you want. Here's the ultimate truth. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You rise to the level of your identity. You cannot achieve millionaire success with a $1,000 identity. This chapter lays the foundation for becoming the person who naturally attracts wealth, opportunity, and success, not through force, but through alignment. Because when your identity grows, your results follow. Chapter 4, Financial Fortitude, the millionaire's approach to money. If mindset is the foundation and habits are the structure, then financial fortitude is the system of wiring that keeps the entire mansion lit, alive, and functioning. Without financial discipline, no amount of motivation or optimism can carry you to long-term wealth. Millionaires are not merely people with money. They are people who understand money, respect it, and use it intentionally. This chapter reveals how they think, how they behave, and how they structure their finances so wealth continues to grow quietly in the background day after day. The first rule: systems beat motivation. Most people believe wealth grows through intensity, huge wins, high-risk moves, or sudden luck. Millionaires know the truth. Wealth grows through systems, not emotions, not impulse, not inspiration. They create financial systems that work even when they're not paying attention. 1. Automated saving, your first silent partner. Millionaire-minded individuals don't rely on willpower to save. They automate it. Why? Because automation removes emotion, and emotion is the #1 enemy of financial consistency. When money automatically moves into savings, investments, emergency buffers, long-term wealth-building accounts, it transforms wealth creation from a struggle into a self-driven process. The moment money hits their account, it's already being assigned a mission. Every dollar has a job. This isn't about saving when you remember or when you feel like it. It's about building a system so strong that it saves even when you don't want to. The second rule: Spend with intention, not impulse. Most people believe millionaires never spend. Incorrect. Millionaires spend differently. They do not spend to impress. They do not spend to escape boredom. They do not spend to fill emotional gaps. They spend according to long-term goals, personal values, strategic priorities. A millionaire mindset views money like energy. Every expense either fuels your future or feeds a momentary craving that leaves nothing behind. Before every non-essential purchase, a millionaire-minded thinker silently asks, does this align with where I'm going? And if it doesn't, they let it go. Not out of deprivation, but out of clarity. This is why financially disciplined people often appear calm and stable. Their money isn't chaotic because their mind isn't. The third rule, know your numbers, always. Millionaires track money the way champions track progress. It's not obsessive. It's intentional awareness. They regularly review income streams, expenses, investment performance, savings rate, upcoming financial obligations, long-term projections. Why does this matter? Because money you don't measure is money you mismanage. A monthly financial check-in is standard, so do it weekly. Many do it daily, not out of stress, but mastery. This habit keeps them grounded, disciplined, and strategic. It exposes leaks before they become floods. It reveals opportunities before they disappear. And most importantly, it strengthens their relationship with money, turning it from something stressful into something they command. The fourth rule, build assets, not lifestyle inflation. Millionaires don't chase status. They chase assets. While others spend more as they earn more, buying bigger cars, bigger gadgets, bigger distractions, millionaire-minded thinkers do the opposite. When their income rises, their investing rises faster. They understand that the road to real wealth is paved with ownership, equity, compounding, scalable value, long-term returns. They are not trying to look rich. They're trying to stay rich and get richer. This is the mindset difference that quietly separates the wealthy from the struggling. The fifth rule, make money work, even while you sleep. Active income is important, but it's limited by time and energy. Millionaires create systems of passive income, automated investments, revenue-generating assets, long-term holdings, businesses or projects that pay without direct labor. They think like architects, not laborers. They set things up once and let them operate indefinitely. Their question is never, how do I earn more money? It is always, how do I make my money earn more money? This shift is transformational. It is the difference between grinding endlessly and building a life where money quietly flows regardless of how your day went. The sixth rule, leave room for growth and for failure. Millionaire mindsets are built on long-term thinking. They expect fluctuations, setbacks, market dips, unexpected expenses, changes in income, and because they expect them, they prepare for them. This is why they maintain emergency funds, diversified assets, flexible budgets, multiple income pathways. Financial resilience is the hidden power source behind wealth. It's not about avoiding failure. It's about being prepared enough that failure never breaks you. The millionaire's questions. Every day, wealthy thinkers ask themselves, where did my money go today? What am I building for the future? Is my spending aligned with the person I want to become? Are my investments consistent, automated, and growing? If I stopped working today, what income would continue without me? These questions create clarity. Clarity creates control, and control creates wealth. Final message of this chapter. Financial fortitude isn't about being perfect with money. It's about being intentional, consistent, and disciplined. It's about shifting from emotional spending to strategic spending, from saving when you feel like it to saving no matter what, from relying on effort alone to relying on systems, from chasing lifestyle to building assets. When you adopt these daily practices, you stop being a participant in your financial life and start becoming the architect of it. This chapter is your invitation to step into that role. Chapter 5. Mastering Your Day. Strategic Habits for Wealth Creation. Wealth is not built in a single moment. It is built through hundreds of small, deliberate choices made across days, weeks, and years. A millionaire mindset is not defined by what you do occasionally. It is defined by what you do consistently. In this chapter, we explore how high achievers structure their day with intention, focus, and clarity. You are about to learn how they use time, not as something to pass, but as something to invest. The power of intentional prioritization. Millionaires understand one truth most people ignore. Not all tasks are equal. Some tasks change your life. Some tasks move your goals forward. And some tasks drain your time without giving you anything in return. Most people know this, but they don't act on it. Millionaires do. Every morning, without fail, they identify the top 3 high-impact actions that matter most for the day, often called the high-value trio. These actions move their goals forward, produce measurable results, build momentum, elevate their income, skills, or opportunities. Instead of drowning in endless to-do lists, they simplify. They commit to completing their 3 most important tasks before anything else. This single principle can transform your productivity forever. Deep work, the millionaire's secret weapon. In a distracted world, focused people dominate. Millionaire-minded individuals carve out deep work blocks, dedicated periods where they disconnect from everything. No texts, no notifications, no multitasking, no interruptions. During deep work, attention sharpens. Creativity rises. Problem-solving becomes easier. Tasks that normally take 3 hours take 1. Deep work is where goals become reality. It is the discipline of diving fully into your most important tasks with intensity and clarity. Some do 90-minute blocks. Some do 2 hours. Some do several shorter sprints. The format doesn't matter as much as the commitment. Protect your focus like it's gold, because it is. The art of mental energy management. Millionaire habits are not just about managing time. They are about managing energy. Time is fixed. Energy is variable. Most people schedule their days based on the clock. Millionaires schedule their days based on their peak mental performance. If their best thinking hours are in the morning, they use that time for strategy, creativity, or decision-making. If they feel most energized in the evening, they place lighter tasks earlier and save heavy thinking for later. They don't fight their biology. They work with it. This approach makes their days feel smoother, more productive, and less stressful. They are not forcing productivity. They're aligning with the natural rhythm of their mind. Strategic networking, the daily connection habit. Every day, millionaire-minded people make one simple move. They connect with someone who expands their world. It might be a message to a mentor, a check-in with a business partner, offering value to someone in their network, building a relationship with a potential collaborator, reconnecting with someone aligned with their goals. Why? Because opportunities flow through people. The more relationships you build, the more doors open. The more information you gain, the more lessons you learn, the more opportunities come your way without you forcing them. Networking is not about collecting contacts. It is about building meaningful connections that elevate your journey. Millionaires do this daily, even if it's just a single message. One connection today can become a life-changing opportunity tomorrow. The daily learning commitment. One of the most powerful daily habits of wealthy thinkers is this. They learn something new every day. It doesn't matter how busy they are. Learning is non-negotiable. They invest time into books, courses, podcasts, audiobooks, expert teachings, industry insights. This habit compounds over time. A single lesson today may seem small, but hundreds of lessons across years create mastery. Think of it this way. Most people stop learning after school. Millionaires never stop. This is why they grow faster, think bigger, innovate more, and outperform people who believe they already know enough. Knowledge fuels every form of wealth. The keystone habit: daily review and adjustment. At the end of every day, successful individuals ask themselves three simple questions. What did I accomplish today? What could I have done better? What is the most important task for tomorrow? This reflection creates clarity. Clarity creates momentum. Momentum creates progress. They don't wait for the end of the week, month, or year to adjust their approach. They make tiny course corrections every single day. Imagine a plane adjusting its course by 1 degree. At first, the change is invisible. But over time, that tiny correction determines the entire destination. Daily reflection is that in action. The millionaire rhythm of a day. Here is how a typical millionaire-minded day flows. Not perfectly, but intentionally. Morning, deep work, top priorities, mental clarity. Midday, execution, strategy, networking, growth. Afternoon, lighter tasks, follow-ups, organization. Evening, reflection, learning, planning, recharge. This isn't about copying their exact schedule. It's about adopting the principles. Clarity, prioritization, consistency, focus, daily improvement. This rhythm keeps them calm, productive, and in control. The golden truth of this chapter: success isn't a mystery. It's a structure, a refined, repeatable daily structure. Millionaires build their success intentionally, not by forcing productivity, but by working with their own strengths, energy levels, and goals. If you master your day, you master your life. If you control your habits, you control your results. If you commit to consistent, high-impact actions, success becomes inevitable. Chapter 6: Cultivating a Growth Mindset, the Mind of a Millionaire. Before wealth shows up in your bank account, it shows up in your mindset. Before success becomes visible in your life, it becomes inevitable in your thinking. Your mindset is the root system of your entire journey. If it is strong, everything you build becomes stronger. If it is weak, everything you build eventually collapses. In this chapter, we explore the powerful shift that separates those who stagnate from those who rise. This is the mindset that turns ordinary individuals into high achievers. The growth mindset, the mental engine of the millionaire. The difference that defines everything. A growth mindset is the belief that you can get better. You can learn anything. Your abilities are expandable. Your life is not fixed. Your potential is unlimited. A fixed mindset is the opposite. I can't do this. I wasn't born for this. I'm not naturally talented. It's too late. This is just how I am. Millionaires reject these thoughts completely. They understand a truth most people never discover. Your brain is moldable. Your identity is upgradable. Your potential is stretchable. You can become whoever you commit to becoming. The daily learning habit, the fuel of growth. We touched earlier on the importance of learning daily, but here we go deeper. For wealthy thinkers, learning isn't a hobby. It's a survival skill. They learn because the world changes, the market evolves, opportunities shift, industries transform, competition grows, new skills emerge. If you're not continually upgrading your knowledge, you are falling behind. Millionaire-minded individuals dedicate intentional time each day to feeding their mind. One chapter of a book, one lesson from a course, one powerful podcast, one educational video, one new insight. They're not trying to learn everything at once. They're building momentum brick by brick, day by day. Knowledge compounds the same way money does. A little every day becomes a lot over time. Failure is fuel, not fear. One of the biggest mindset shifts of the wealthy is their relationship with failure. Most people fear failure. Millionaires study it. Most people avoid failure. Millionaires analyze it. Most people let failure break them. Millionaires let failure build them. Their mindset is simple. Failure is feedback. not a verdict, not a final result, not an identity. Every mistake reveals what needs improvement, what needs refinement, what needs a new strategy, what needs more learning, what needs more patience. They don't fail downward, they fail upward. And this single difference accelerates their growth faster than almost anything else. The power of self-reflection. Millionaire minds are not just active, they are aware. They use reflection as a tool to understand themselves, their patterns, their reactions, their weaknesses, their strengths, their habits, their blind spots. Every day, even if only for a few minutes, they ask themselves, what worked today? What didn't? How did I react? What did I avoid? What did I improve? Who was I today compared to yesterday? This level of awareness creates mastery. You cannot improve what you do not understand. Reflection connects you to your internal world, and your internal world shapes your external reality. Journaling, the millionaire's internal tool. Journal writing is a simple habit that many underestimate, but millionaires understand its power. Why? Because journaling organizes the mind, reduces overwhelm, clarifies goals, captures ideas, tracks progress, reveals patterns, strengthens focus, calms emotions. It is a mirror that shows you the truth. It is a map that shows you where you're going. It is a bridge between intention and action. Even if it's just a few lines a day, journaling becomes a powerful mental sharpening tool. The flexible identity principle. Millionaire minds are flexible. They evolve. They do not cling to who they were last year or even last week. They allow themselves to grow out of old identities, adopt new roles, develop new skills, break old patterns, create new standards. Each version of themselves replaces the previous one. This is why they make progress faster than average people. They don't protect outdated identities. They don't fight change. They embrace it. The truth is simple. You cannot become a new person with old habits. You cannot achieve new levels with old beliefs. Growth requires transformation, internally first, then externally. The mindset mantra of millionaires. Throughout their journey, one belief stays consistent. I can figure this out. This single statement changes everything. It removes fear. It removes hesitation. It removes self-doubt. It replaces it with momentum, direction, confidence, resilience. Others say, this is too hard. Millionaires say, let me learn how to do it. That mindset unlocks doors that stay locked for everyone else. Conclusion, the inner gold. The growth mindset is not just a philosophy. It is a lifestyle, a mental discipline, a worldview. This mindset, practiced daily, becomes the foundation of every habit, every decision, every success. The millionaire mind was not born. It was built, one thought at a time, one belief at a time, one challenge at a time, one lesson at a time. If you build this mindset, wealth becomes a natural outcome, not an accident, not luck, not a dream. It becomes the next logical step. Chapter 7, Financial Fortitude, the millionaire's approach to money. Before anyone becomes a millionaire in reality, they must become a millionaire in discipline, and nowhere is this more obvious than in their relationship with money. Millionaires don't treat money emotionally. They treat it strategically. They don't chase money. They attract it through systems, discipline, and long-term thinking. This chapter breaks down the hidden financial habits and philosophies that quietly separate wealthy thinkers from the average person. The millionaire money mindset. Most people think money is complicated. Millionaires understand money is simply behavior, not luck, not talent, not inheritance, not the right time. Behavior. And because they know this, they develop habits that consistently grow their wealth, even on normal incomes. These habits are not magic. They are deliberate, repeatable, and available to anyone who's willing to practice them. The goal is simple. Control your money before it controls you. Automated saving and investing. Wealth that builds itself. One of the most powerful systems millionaires swear by is automation. Why? Because humans are emotional. Systems are not. When your savings and investments happen automatically, you don't think, you don't hesitate, you don't negotiate, you don't forget, you don't sabotage yourself. Millionaires treat automation like oxygen. They depend on it. Every month, without fail, money moves automatically into savings, emergency funds, index funds, retirement accounts, investment portfolios. This is why the average person tries to save, but never does, and the wealthy save consistently without even thinking about it. Wealth is not built by intensity. It's built by consistency. Conscious spending. A millionaire doesn't cut, they align. Millionaires don't become wealthy by torturing themselves with extreme frugality. They become wealthy by spending in alignment with their goals. This is important. Millionaires are not cheap. Millionaires are intentional. They spend money on things that grow their business, expand their knowledge, improve their health, buy back their time, strengthen their relationships, and they aggressively eliminate impulsive purchases, emotional shopping, ego-driven upgrades, short-term entertainment that drains long-term wealth. Millionaires don't ask, "Can I afford it?" They ask, "Does this move me closer to the life I want?" If the answer is no, they're not interested. The power of tracking. What gets measured gets mastered. Most people avoid looking at their finances because it makes them uncomfortable. Millionaires look at their finances because it gives them power. The wealthy track their money the same way athletes track performance. Income, expenses, net worth, investments, returns, financial goals. They know exactly where their money comes from, where it goes, what it's building, what needs adjustment. This awareness is what allows them to make smarter decisions over time. You cannot control what you avoid. You cannot fix what you ignore. You cannot master what you never measure. Tracking is the habit that makes wealth predictable. The systems over emotions rule. The average person reacts emotionally to money. Panic when unexpected expenses pop up. Guilt after overspending. Fear of looking at the bank account. Excitement that leads to impulse buying. Millionaires remove emotion by using systems. Their money is structured so that bills are automated. Savings is automated. Investing is automated. Budgeting is simplified. Income is distributed intentionally. This way, even on a bad month, their system protects them from themselves. Wealth is not earned in moments of motivation. It is earned in the boring routines that run quietly in the background. The long game advantage. The greatest difference between wealthy thinkers and everyone else is this. Millionaires are patient. Everyone else is desperate. Millionaires don't need to feel rich today. They are building for tomorrow. They understand compound interest, delayed gratification, asset growth, long-term strategy, sustainable wealth. They choose long-term rewards over short-term highs. Because of this, their wealth grows steadily, while everyone else chases flashy shortcuts that lead nowhere. Turning money into a servant, not a master. When you master these habits, something powerful happens. You stop working for money. Money starts working for you. Every dollar becomes an employee, a worker, a soldier, a builder. Instead of sitting idle, your money begins multiplying in the background, whether you're sleeping, traveling, or relaxing. This is the real millionaire lifestyle. Not luxury, not excess, not mansions and cars. Freedom. Freedom to choose. Freedom to create. Freedom to live life on your terms. Conclusion. Financial fortitude is self-made. Millionaires are not defined by the amount of money they have. They're defined by the habits they practice. Their wealth is not an accident. It is not luck. It is not a miracle. It is the predictable result of discipline, systems, awareness, consistent action, long-term thinking. If you build these habits, your financial life will transform, slowly at first, then suddenly. You don't need $1 million to start thinking like a millionaire. You need the mindset first. The money follows. Chapter 8. Evening Recharge. Preparing for tomorrow's triumphs. Most people think success is built in the morning. Millionaires know success is cemented at night. Evenings are not the end of the day. They are the foundation of the next one. What you do in the final hours before you sleep determines how clearly you think tomorrow, how disciplined you feel, how focused you become, how productive you will be, how much energy you can sustain. In this chapter, we explore the Millionaire's Evening Ritual, a structured system designed to reset the mind, restore the body, and prepare your mission for the following day. This is where momentum is protected. This is where clarity is rebuilt. This is where tomorrow's success quietly begins. The Millionaire Rule. End with intention, not exhaustion. The average person collapses into their evenings. They scroll endlessly, binge entertainment, eat mindlessly, worry about unfinished tasks, fall asleep stressed. They end their day with chaos, so they wake up with chaos. Millionaires do the opposite. They design their evenings with intention because they understand a simple truth. Discipline at night creates excellence in the morning. A powerful evening routine doesn't require hours, just deliberate habits that compound over time. Step 1. The digital detox. Powering down the noise. Millionaires guard their mental bandwidth ruthlessly. One of their most important evening practices is the digital boundary. No endless notifications. No comparing themselves online. No overstimulation. No late-night decision fatigue. They intentionally unplug because screens hijack the brain, destroying relaxation and crippling sleep quality. A digital detox calms your nervous system, sharpens your focus, improves emotional stability, enhances sleep cycles. This is not optional. It is part of mental hygiene. When you disconnect from the world, you reconnect with yourself. Step 2. Reviewing the day's wins, reinforcing progress. Millionaires don't end their day by thinking about everything that went wrong. They end their day by acknowledging what went right. This daily victory audit does two things. 1. Builds confidence. Your brain learns that you're making progress. Progress builds momentum. Momentum builds motivation. 2. Creates awareness. You recognize which actions are working and which need adjusting. It's a simple yet powerful feedback loop. Millionaires do not wait until the end of the month to examine their performance. They do it daily. A written list of wins is not arrogance. It is fuel. Step 3. Reflection. Turning experience into wisdom. A millionaire's evening always includes one critical habit. Reflection. Reflection is how action transforms into insight. By asking themselves, what challenged me today? What did I learn? What can I do better tomorrow? Where did I lose focus? Where did I excel? Millionaires convert their experiences into lessons. The average person lives the same day 10,000 times. Millionaires extract value from every single day. Reflection is the difference between repeating mistakes and accelerating growth. Step 4. Planning tomorrow, the next day blueprint. Millionaires never wake up wondering what to do. They already know. Before going to sleep, they set the top 3 most important tasks, the goals requiring the deepest focus, the meetings or commitments that matter, the priorities that move their life forward. This is what makes their mornings unstoppable. Planning at night does 2 things. Eliminates morning decision fatigue. Allows your subconscious to prepare solutions while you sleep. Your brain wakes up ready to execute, not wander. Your blueprint is the silent engine behind your momentum. Step 5. Environment reset. Prepare the space, prepare the mind. Millionaires understand that their environment influences behavior. A chaotic environment leads to chaotic thinking, scattered focus, emotional stress. The evening is the perfect time to reset your space. Tidy your desk. Organize your tools. Prep your clothes. Clear physical clutter. Why? Because clutter steals energy. Order restores it. Your environment should support your goals, not compete with them. When your space is ready, you are ready. Step 6. Wind down ritual, shifting into peace mode. The final stage of a millionaire's evening is intentionally slowing the body and mind. This might include light stretching, reading, meditation, warm shower, breath work, journaling. The goal is not productivity. It's recovery. Rest is not a luxury. Rest is a strategy. Millionaires treat recovery as seriously as work because both are essential for sustained success. They know you cannot build an extraordinary life on an exhausted foundation. The millionaire sleep advantage. Sleep is not optional for high performance. Millionaires protect their sleep with the same discipline they use to protect their wealth. High-quality sleep increases cognitive sharpness, enhances creativity, strengthens discipline, improves emotional stability, accelerates physical recovery. If your sleep is poor, all your habits will crumble. Sleep is the quiet superpower behind every consistent winner. Conclusion. Tomorrow's success starts tonight. The evening routine of a millionaire is not glamorous. It's not flashy. It's not complicated. It is intentional. It is structured. It is consistent. By mastering your evenings, you gain clarity, focus, emotional strength, sustained discipline, a powerful head start on every new day. Success is not created on the day. Success is created before the day. Master your evenings, and the mornings will take care of themselves. Chapter 9. The Discipline of Identity. Becoming the kind of person success bows to. There comes a point in every journey where tactics stop working. The habits, the routines, the morning rituals, the vision boards, the planners, all of it begins to feel like you're just polishing the outside of a door that still refuses to open. And the reason is painfully simple. You're trying to upgrade your life without upgrading the person living it. Dangerous success isn't something you achieve, it's something you become. And the only people who become unstoppable are the ones who finally understand this chapter's core truth. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your identity. Let's break this down slowly and deeply. 1. The hidden lie behind most self-improvement. People think change starts with action. If I work harder, I'll succeed. If I read more, I'll think better. If I wake up earlier, I'll be productive. If I start that business, I'll become disciplined. But action is the third layer of transformation, not the first. The real structure looks like this. Identity, who you believe you are. Systems, how you behave daily. Results, what your life becomes. Most people get stuck because they only fight at level 2 and 3. They try to force discipline. They try to force motivation. They try to force productivity. They try to force success. But if your identity, the story you tell yourself about yourself, doesn't match the success you're chasing, your brain blocks you. Your body resists you. Your habits sabotage you. Your life loops. You cannot outperform the person you believe you are. 2. The silent war happening inside you. Let's say you want to become wealthy. You start working harder, studying money, creating ideas. But deep down, you still believe money is for lucky people. I didn't grow up with opportunities. I'm not smart enough. People like me don't reach that level. So every time you start rising, your mind pulls you back down, not out of malice, but out of protection. Your brain is designed to keep you consistent with who you think you are. If your identity says you're average, success feels like a threat. If your identity says you're inconsistent, discipline will feel unnatural. If your identity says you're unlucky, opportunities will confuse you. Your subconscious will sabotage what your ambition tries to build. This isn't weakness, it's misalignment. 3. The dangerous shift, identity reprogramming. You don't fix this with motivation. You fix it with a new identity. But not the fake, I am a billionaire cringe affirmations. Not the speak it into existence with zero action. Real identity change starts with one powerful question. What kind of person would naturally live the life I want? If you want Wealth, become the person who manages money with clarity. Discipline, become the person who keeps promises to themselves. Confidence, become the person who acts without asking for validation. Influence, become the person whose actions earn respect. Freedom, become the person who prioritizes what actually matters. Notice the shift. Instead of asking, "How do I succeed?" you ask, "Who do I need to become so success can't avoid me?" That's the foundation of dangerous success. 4. The identity installation method. Changing who you are sounds massive, but it happens through precise, small psychological flips. Here's the method. Step 1. Decide the new identity. Example: I'm the kind of person who finishes what they start. Simple, clean, non-negotiable. Step 2. Perform micro-actions that confirm it. Not huge, overwhelming tasks. Tiny actions that build proof. 5 minutes of focused work. Responding to an email you've been avoiding. Organizing a small section of your workspace. Finishing the last 10% of tasks you usually abandon. Identity grows from evidence. You don't wake up confident. You become confident by doing confident things. Step 3. Remove identity contradictions. Stop saying, "I'm lazy. I always procrastinate. I'm not a disciplined person." Your brain believes you. Never feed the identity you're trying to kill. Step 4. Build rituals, not motivation. Identity thrives on repetition. Morning alignment. Daily non-negotiables. Nighttime resets. Weekly reflection sessions. Rituals shape identity. Identity shapes behavior. Behavior shapes destiny. This is how you shift from who you were to who you're becoming. 5. The final stage, when identity locks in. There will come a moment, slowly at first, then all at once, when you'll notice something strange happening. You no longer try to be disciplined. You just are. You no longer force confidence. You move with certainty. You no longer dream about success. You operate like someone success is chasing. Your external world becomes a projection of your internal self-concept. That's when you become dangerous. Not because you're fearless, not because you're perfect, not because you're lucky, but because you finally became the kind of person who is impossible to stop. And that's the heart of Chapter 9. Dangerous success doesn't start with strategy. It starts with identity. When you become the person success naturally gravitates toward, everything else becomes easier. Decisions, discipline, confidence, focus, ambition, execution, growth. Identity is the root. Everything else is a branch. Chapter 10. The threshold. Crossing into the life you were meant to live. There comes a moment in every journey where the excuses die, the illusions fade, and the truth steps forward like a spotlight cutting through darkness. This chapter is that moment. Because everything you've learned up to now, discipline, identity, momentum, mastery, resilience, focus, it all leads here. The point where you stop improving your life and finally claim it. Dangerous success isn't achieved through information. It is achieved through transformation. And transformation requires one brutal, honest, world-shifting decision. Are you going to cross the threshold into the life that belongs to you? Or are you going to keep living the life you settled for? This is the chapter where the old version of you dies, and the new one steps forward. Let's break it open. 1. The final enemy. The person you used to be. People think their biggest enemy is fear, or procrastination, or lack of resources, or their background, or their circumstances. But the true enemy, the one that quietly steals your potential, is the old identity that refuses to let go. It whispers, "Let's stay comfortable. Let's stay predictable. Let's stay small. Let's stay the same." Your past self does not care about your future. It only cares about staying alive. And to become dangerously successful, you must outgrow that version of you so completely that it can no longer influence your decisions. This requires courage, not motivation, not hype, not a 30-day habit challenge, but a personal revolution. 2. The point of no return. Every hero in every story reaches a moment where going back is no longer an option. Think of this chapter as that moment for you. There's a psychological principle called self-directed irreversibility. It means choosing a path so intentionally that your mind refuses to retreat. It's the moment someone says, "I'm done being inconsistent. I'm done doubting myself. I'm done playing small. I'm done watching others live the life I want." This moment is not loud, not dramatic, not something others notice. It's a quiet, internal shift where you finally take yourself seriously. You don't ask for permission. You don't wait for validation. You don't hope for motivation. You just cross the line, and suddenly everything changes. 3. The dangerous success code. Once you cross the threshold, a new set of rules begins to govern your life. Rule number 1. Your word becomes law. If you say it, you do it. No loopholes. No backtracking. Consistency becomes your identity. Rule number 2. Standards replace feelings. You don't work when you feel like it. You work because it's who you are. Rule number 3. You move differently. Your pace, your decisions, your execution, all sharpen. People feel the shift before you even speak. Rule number 4. You think long-term. You stop trading your future for cheap dopamine. You start building in decades, not days. Rule number 5. You stop negotiating with weakness. You don't argue with the part of you that wants comfort. You silence it with action. These 5 rules turn an ordinary person into a force of nature. Not a hustler, not a dreamer, not a work in progress. A weapon, a blueprint, a walking announcement that your life is yours now. For what happens when you step into this version of you? Something wild occurs when someone truly steps across the threshold. You become intimidating without trying, not in an aggressive way, but in the quiet, magnetic way that people with purpose carry themselves. Opportunities start appearing fast, not because the world changed, but because your identity finally aligns with your ambition. People treat you differently. Respect rises. Boundaries sharpen. Your circle upgrades. You stop chasing and start attracting. This is the point where people call you lucky. They don't understand that you rebuilt yourself from the inside out. Your goals stop being fantasies. They become GPS coordinates. You're not wishing. You're moving. This is dangerous success. Success that compounds. Success that multiplies. Success that cannot be taken away. 5. The final integration, becoming unstoppable. The last step is simple. You act like the person you're becoming, not the person you remember. Every day is a choice. Do you honor your standards? Do you move with intention? Do you protect your energy? Do you execute relentlessly? Do you build your future like it's non-negotiable? Dangerous success doesn't happen suddenly. It builds. It compounds. It sharpens. It hardens. It transforms. And one day you wake up and realize you don't recognize the old you and the new you. You wouldn't trade them for anything. This is your threshold moment. This is where the journey stops and the destiny begins. This is the end of the book and the beginning of your life.